I'm sorry, the article I'm looking at doesn't actually specify when the new season is.
It is starting. It's very soon, and so which is pretty fucking exciting.
That's one of the things we were talking about, like when I was saying summer versus spring, and one of the things we talked about was Takagi-san's next season.
I already forgot.
Me too.
Okay. This happens to us, like what happened with me and Tank. Now you know it can slip up and happen.
It's true.
Yeah. What can also happen is sometimes you just get really good CG.
Cute. She's cute.
Yeah.
Sometimes we forget about our winter seasonal anime recaps, right, James?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do. So
looking at the doc is like, we didn't do that first. Did he forget? And I saw your ass segueing into Dragon Quest.
This is my fault because it's literally happened because I wasn't looking at the docket.
Because he doesn't have it. Because he can't open a tab for that.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's because I also have Discord open on my right screen, and I had actually scrolled
multiple monitors.
Yeah, get fucked, PC Master Race. But it was literally the one.
How to fucking look at your own screens. See what your docket is.
No, it's not that I forgot to look at my screen. It's that I had scrolled down to the bottom of DADCast where the docket wasn't. Because I anyway, so winter seasonal anime recap. What do you guys want to talk about first? Because there's a lot to talk about.
Well, I'm going to preface this whole conversation by saying that I've barely watched any seasonal anime at all. As I've said, I haven't had a chance to watch any of Mob Psycho Season 2. I watched like 4 episodes of Boogie Pop. I saw like 2 episodes of Dororo. And I think that's literally it. I think that's all I've seen from this season. So I'm like gonna barely. Oh, I saw a couple of episodes of Kaguya-san, and that's all I got. So I'm gonna basically defer to you guys since you've seen more than me this season.
Okay, I've seen Boogie Pop. I saw Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. I plan on starting JoJo Part 5. But yeah, that's what I've seen.
Okay, my list is gonna fucking. I've seen, because I don't have them written out. I didn't think we were gonna list them, but I've seen Boogie Pop, JoJo, Quintessential Quintuplets, Dororo. Let me actually pull up anime from like last season. Mob Psycho 100. Fucking shit. This is not good.
No,
like there's more. It's just like I didn't expect I'd have to list them off.
Well, I mean, how else were we going to talk about them?
We just talk about the ones we liked the most. We weren't going to talk about everything.
I mean, I listed mine off because I wanted to say that in part that I had not seen that much.
Okay. Well, the big one I want to talk about is Boogie Pop with Claude, because he and I have already talked about it a little bit outside of the podcast, but I want to talk about it on the podcast.
And I've been watching Boogie Pop Phantom, so I can be somewhat part of this conversation.
You can. Hey, how is Boogie Pop Phantom?
It's really cool. It's really good. I want to say that it's really interesting. And you might like it if you really dug the aesthetic of Serial Experiments Lane, because it's so similar in like tone.
Because I hate the aesthetic of Boogie Pop in others.
It's so it's so similar in
Rising
tone.
Shield Hero, I watched that. I'm gonna keep thinking. I'll say I'll keep going. Kaguya-sama. Holy shit, I didn't say Kaguya-sama. Ueno-san.
Yeah. Why did Ueno-san aired this season? I forgot.
Anyway, so I'm just gonna start talking about Boogie Pop right now, because I think we all know, but like Mob Psycho 100 Season 2, amazing, finishes great. I don't know if the manga continues, but if it does, I don't know how you can top that, because the ending of Mob Psycho 100 Season 2, where that ends, is the perfect.
I know people are very happy with the ending of the manga. So
okay,
the manga is over.
I believe it is. Yes.
Okay, I'm curious to know if it's the same ending, or if it goes on after the point that's in Season 2, because Season 2 ends the strongest. It's like the
actual perfect point to stop a series.
Because
it's one of those things where it's like it's weird because it would be really short and like for most stories, but also like you are done with Mob's character arc. He is I think grown as a character.
One wanted Mob Psycho to be 100 chapters long.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
that would make sense then. That would be really short.
Yeah.
So it'd be longer than that, but you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna start talking about Boogie Pop, and you guys jump in wherever you want. So Boogie Pop and others. I talked to Claude about this. I'm not sure I can actually recommend it as an anime to watch because the first arc is good. So for those of you who don't know, Boogie Pop and Others is an anime that came out over the winter season. It's 18 episodes and it's an anthology sort of. So every few episodes you're dealing with a different arc of sorts, and that's how I'm going to refer to it. You're dealing with a different story, but they're all related in that there's kind of like a linear timeline of how they're all attached to each other. So the first story is Boogie Pop and Others. By the way, Boogie Pop's a novel adaptation. Like there's a series of novels and stuff.
It's
and
a really classic light novel series.
Yeah, so that's where these names are coming from. Boogie Pop and Others, really good way of introducing the character. I thought the direction was great. I thought they did, and it's only 3 episodes, and I thought the good pacing, the way they unfolded the story and the different perspectives that are going on with it, I thought was really good. Thought they did a great job. My big complaint with all of the stories in Boogie Pop is that there's not a lot of it. It's in terms of like art direction and overall animation, there's nothing that really stands out outside of like some key moments, like fight choreography when they have hand-to-hand combat in like a couple of scenes. Choreography for those scenes is great, but like kind of throughout the whole show, it's got like this like brown like aesthetic to it that's just, it's kind of boring to look at a lot, to be honest. But overall I think the Others story makes up for it with how they're kind of unfolding the story for you, because it's very much non-linear and you have to kind of like, as you're watching, you have to kind of assemble the timeline of events, and I think they do that really well. Versus Imaginator is the second story. It's 6 episodes.
Doing like a full-on thing. Do you want to?
I
don't know if you want to say like a deep thing for a spoiler cast, because
I'm not going into spoilers. But it's an anthology series, so you can't just talk about like I got a lot of thoughts on Boogie Pop.
Right, which is why I'm saying I don't know if you want to do this for a spoiler, because like we've never really just went into one show and then went in, because versus was it Boogie Pop and Others is the shortest one, and that was a pretty you were starting to go in on that. I was like, if he's gonna do this for each one, we might want to just do a spoiler cast for Boogie Pop.
I didn't even go in that much.
It took a bit. That's the shortest one. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Nah, just let me go on and like just add your thoughts when you go in, because like it's really the only I watched 2 shows, so I don't have a, I had to talk about one, and you watched it, so you can add your thoughts in. Like
so here's the only thing I'm saying, right? You if you want to really do it, you can go and do it. I told you before, it's like a kind of like a quick sum up of like, hey, here's some quick thoughts on these shows.
I can't give quick thoughts on Boogie Pop because of the way the story is, and that I have problems with specific parts of the show, and it dampers on how I can talk about it. So I'm going to go in on and talk about it real quick. So second arc is the longest one, and it's bad. I think it does too much, and I would genuinely recommend you skip it if you're gonna watch Boogie Pop. You can skip it. None of the characters that are featured in it really they don't show up again. None of the characters from the previous arc are in there. And overall it's just weak. It's the weakest part of them all. Then you have the third one, which is Boogie Pop at Dawn. That's the best one. After you watch the first part, the first story, Others, fucking watch at Boogie Pop at Dawn. That shit's amazing. It's the best part. It's the best story in that fucking anime. Art direction's great. And it's short, and it's shorter than Versus Imaginators. I think it's like 4 episodes. And it's really good. And then you have the last part, which is I think it's 5 episodes, 6 episodes. 6. 6. And it's like the third best. So it goes, and it's got some reappearing characters, and the concept's interesting, but I think it kind of falls flat in a couple of ways. Possibly due to like how it's to how far it is from a certain event that kind of triggers the whole thing. In terms of like actual showing that scene in the show. So it's like iffy. So I'd say watch Boogie Pop and Others, then watch Dawn, then watch King Distortion. Never watch Versus Imaginators. And that's my thoughts.
Okay, well, as far as my thoughts, I mean, I enjoyed Boogie Pop. Had some problems with, but like overall, I'd say like I enjoyed the show. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I mean, I'd recommend. Like I wouldn't say it's for everyone. If it's like, oh, I'm really big on action. It's a supernatural drama.
Yeah.
So I mean, if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and watch that. As far as like, I'd say Mob Psycho is my anime of the season. If I had to rank them, anime, like my top 3 this season would probably be it'd start with Mob Psycho, then it'd be Kaguya-sama, then Boogie Pop.
Really? Boogie Pop's in your top 3? Oh.
Huh?
Boogie Pop's in your top 3?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Season?
So that's about it for me as far as the season goes.
Okay. What about you, Skylar? You didn't really watch it.
I didn't watch that much. I like Boogie Pop Phantom. Yeah, that show's good.
I'll probably check out Boogie Pop Phantom after I'm done with my seasonal anime for this bit. So like,
then you got to catch up on next season.
I don't know what's coming up in this season, so I don't know.
The next season is gonna be
some good shit.
Fucking baller. It's gonna be baller. I said.
I gotta look into it and see. But
Carolyn Tuesday is next Friday. Get hype.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I gotta check out Carolyn Tuesday. I'm not sure if that anime is gonna be for me, but
Slaughter's on mine. It's coming and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be great.
When's Dorohedoro?
We don't know. We don't know anything about that.
Demon Slayer came out today.
Oh yeah. That's right. Kimetsu no Yaiba. That show looks good. I should watch that.
Wow,
it's one of those manga I've been meaning to read. I just never did. What'd you say?
Yeah, my friend really likes the manga a lot, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I said I can't believe they just copied off Goblin Slayer like that, Claude.
Well, the show's not called Demon Slayer or whatever. It's called Kimetsu no Yaiba, like : Demon Slayer or something.
The Demon Slayer is at the beginning, but yes.
Yeah.
So it's Demon Slayer :
Oh, okay. You know what else has demons in it?
Well, nice.
Dragon Quest.